this is a story we don't see very often. She falsely claimed a Verizon store employee groped her. A court just upheld her lengthy sentence. So finally, our legal system is starting to punish false accusers. They're starting to take this seriously. Not nearly as seriously as they should, but it's a start. The ultimate goal, like I've mentioned before, is if you falsely accuse someone of anything and it gets discovered that you knowingly falsely made the accusation, you need to get the same punishment the falsely accused would have received had they been found guilty. So if you falsely accuse someone of something that came with the death penalty, guess what you're getting? That's the only way this is ever going to stop. But slowly we're working our way up there. It's still just a slightly harder slap on the wrist than normal, but we're getting there. So keep it up. Keep raising a stink. Keep letting the system know that you're not going to participate until they fix it. I am not playing a broken, rigged game. You want me back playing the game with you? You better fix the fucking game, or I'm not coming back. On April 24th, current year -4, Karen McGaw entered a Verizon store in Towson, Maryland to repair her broken cell phone. Verizon store employee Glenn Trebe assisted McGaw by taking her to his desk to look over her account, where he discovered she had an outstanding balance preventing him from replacing her phone. Oh man, I've ran into those before too. Oh, it's such a pain in the ass to deal with these people. Like, they already have sometimes thousands of dollars of unpaid debt to you, and they still expect you to keep doing favors and keep servicing their contracts and shit like that. It's like, yeah, I know I didn't pay you for the past 5 things you did for me, but I demand you do this 6th thing for me. For 2 hours, Trebe worked with McGaw to resolve the issue by reaching out to different departments and trying to get things handled. Eventually, McGaw purchased a new phone and left the store. Why didn't she just pay off her outstanding balance? That probably would have been cheaper, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know how expensive the phone was, but most of the time, damn. So McGaw left the store and called Verizon to complain about her interactions with Trebe before calling the police and telling them that she found Trebe's behavior disturbing, according to court documents. Verizon responded to her complaints by telling Trebe not to come into work the next day. He was eventually fired. Now, this dude, I think, has a case against Verizon here. Like, if I was falsely accused of something and then I got fired for it, after clearing my name, I would go after my employer as well. Former employer, that is. And this just highlights the bullshit of this case. Because every single time that guys like me point out that false accusers need to be punished, because like they literally ruin lives with this shit. And all the fucking feminazis come out saying, oh, well, what's the big deal? Oh, if you're falsely accused and you're found innocent, just shut up and go back to your life. What's the big deal? You didn't have to serve any jail time. You were found innocent. Boo-hoo. And let me again bring up the case of that dude in Australia who he pulled over and helped a woman repair her car. And the way she repaid him was reporting him for sexual assault. Now, eventually he was proven innocent because there was a security camera nearby that caught the whole encounter, and they were able to prove that he didn't do anything to her. But before he was vindicated, before he was proven innocent, he had lost his job. His wife divorced him and took the kids. His reputation was completely destroyed because like the entire country knew who this guy was and what he was accused of. So yeah, his entire life is destroyed. But he was found innocent in the end. No big deal, right? Same thing happened to this guy. He was fucking fired over a false accusation. I was in this position myself, actually. I was almost fired over a false accusation. Yeah, I don't think I've ever told this story before, but so here's how it went down. I was talking with a coworker, and another coworker overheard a part of our conversation and got the wrong idea about literally everything, and then reported me. And then my boss called me in, and he was like, nothing's going to happen because we already talked to the other coworker who said that none of this actually happened. But then he had to go full white knight. This is how bad these fucking manginas are. Even though he just said, he told me what I was accused of, and he already verified it's all bullshit because the person I was allegedly harassing even said, like, this never even happened. Like, who the fuck got that impression? Even after he told me that, oh, this was nothing, this was a big nothing burger, don't worry about it. Then he put on his mangina hat. But if this ever happens again, you're fired on the spot. We have a zero tolerance policy for this type of behavior. If I didn't need that job, I would have walked out on the spot. Like, well, fuck you then. You're not going to get a chance to do that because I was just falsely accused by a third party of doing something I didn't do. And instead of the boss saying we're going to punish the third party for this, no. They said, okay, I know you didn't do it this time, but if it ever does happen, you better be ready to lose your job because we have a zero tolerance. Why the fuck are you giving me that lecture, you dumb piece of fucking shit? You literally just admitted nothing happened, and then you got to lecture me over the nothing that happened, as opposed to just going to the idiot that falsely reported it and firing them? Yeah, that was actually the moment that I pretty much stopped interacting with that boss any more than necessary, to be honest with you. But yeah, dude, if I was independently wealthy and that happened, I would have just turned around and walked out and flipped him off on the way out. It's like, don't worry about it. I'm gone. I'm not dealing with your stupid ass. Like, well, what about these other projects? I got a zero tolerance policy for beta bitches like you. So bye-bye. Deal with it. Hashtag not my problem. That was a real weird day for me, though. Like, can you guys imagine that happening? You get falsely accused. You get, luckily your name gets cleared up before anything bad happens. And then they still try to lecture you about the thing you didn't even do. Like, what the fuck? Am I like 5 again and you guys are incompetent parents? What's going on? I take a lot of these stories personally, basically. Let's just say. This guy wasn't as lucky as I was. This guy got fired. And thankfully, his false accuser paid the price. At least a tiny bit of the price she should be paying. McGaw also claimed that Trebay attempted to sell her non-Verizon items, including a Fitbit, a watch, and a cashmere sweater, that he had allegedly stored these unsanctioned items in his car. She also testified that he smelled like he had been drinking and at one point held her SIM card and said jokingly, I've got your life in my hands now. All with no evidence, and these people just believed her. Just listen and believe. This is what listen and believe gets you. McGaw further alleged that during the encounter, Trebay cupped her breast and touched her inner thigh. Oh, yeah, let me guess. He also inserted something, right? Yeah, let's just go all the way. Yeah, while he's in the office that has windows everywhere and everyone can see, because I don't know if you guys have ever been into one of these stores. There's windows everywhere. Everyone could see everything. But he totally just, snuggled her in full view of the entire fucking store. Totally. She claimed she tried to get the attention of another store employee and who she alleged told her that Trebay was usually worse around young women. So that's the excuse, huh? Now, Trebay, on the other hand, said that McGaw was initially distraught and became more agitated by the fact that he couldn't repair her phone or quickly replace it. Trebay testified that there was distance between us the entire time. Surveillance video from the store showed the truth. While Trebe did spend a lot of the 2-hour encounter sitting next to Maga so that she could view his work tablet, and at the various points he touched her shoulder, elbow, and the back of her arm, along with a final handshake when she left, the video otherwise corroborated Trebe's story and not Maga's. They had video fucking evidence from the security camera, and they still fired him. Oh, yeah, if I was this dude, I would be suing those motherfuckers right now. It's like, oh, you knew I was innocent and you still fired me? If this isn't grounds for a wrongful termination lawsuit, I don't know what the fuck is. Yeah, you guys fire me over this shit when you know I'm innocent? Fine. I will gladly become unemployed and unemployable if in return I can get fuck you money from suing you. Yeah, you want to make sure I can never work again? Fine, I'll gladly never work again. You're just going to pay for me the rest of my life, though. You're going to pay for me as I'm relaxing and never working again. That's fine. I'll gladly never work again if you pay for my life of leisure. Let's do it. Maga would go on to file a sworn application of statement of charges against Trebe for allegedly sexually assaulting her. The court documents show. Ooh, lying under oath. See, this woman is a fucking idiot. Most women never take the charges to the cops because they know if it was investigated, they could be charged with filing a false police report, right? That's why they limit it to social media, where they can't get into any trouble for it. But this one was just dumb. In this statement, she also claimed Trebe called her at her home and that she was worried that he would assault her again. She signed the document which stated that under the penalties of perjury that the contents of this application are true to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. What a fucking idiot, man. Oh, shit. Trebe was arrested based on Maga's claims. During the bench trial, prosecutors provided surveillance video from the Verizon store that showed Trebe did not touch Maga like she claimed. Wait, that's... Oh, sorry, never mind. This is actually the trial accusing her of the false claims. Because I was thinking that they took the guy to trial first. Like, why would the prosecutors provide that at the trial? Like, they should have just dismissed the... Okay, now it all makes sense. When asked about the discrepancy, Maga claimed she used the wrong words to describe the touch. Oh, of course. I used the wrong word. I was confused. I used the wrong word. You know, is it a cup? Is it a feel? Is it a brush? Is it a touch? Is it sort of, it's different than an elderly man. It's different. You feel violated. There's a lot of knows. Now, you know that it's not okay. You know that there is a power. He's got my phone. He's got pictures of my nieces. He's got pictures of she said before being interrupted by the judge. Yeah, so this woman must not have looked very good. If this was a super attractive woman, at the point where she gets called out on her lies, all she's got to do is start crying and saying that, oh, she just made a mistake. She was confused. She didn't mean it. She's sorry. Oh, well, as long as she's sorry, let's just let her off without any penalty. She's learned her lesson. Your average judge is that much of a cuck mangina. They probably would do that. So I don't think this woman looked... Actually, no, never mind. I think the judge was a woman, if I remember correctly. We'll find out as we read the article. Like, yeah, you cannot do this with another woman. If you're a woman and you turn the waterworks on in front of another woman, bitch, she knows what's going on. She knows how this game is played. You think she doesn't play this game too? The judge asked Maga to show where on the surveillance any sort of touching, brushing, or otherwise to her breast occurred and where Trebe touched her thigh. Yeah, based fucking judge right here. Like, oh yeah, you used the wrong word for the touch? What? Did you also confuse your elbow with your thigh? Is that also something you did? Should you be locked in a padded room, maybe? The judge also asked about the discrepancies in what Maga told Verizon about Trebe's behavior and what she told the police. McGaw was then convicted of perjury and giving a false statement to the police. The judge said that she had never seen a case like this. Yeah, that's right. The judge was a woman. I remembered correctly. Yep, that is why that this woman got any sort of punishment. If this judge was a fucking mangina, there is no way this woman would have been punished at all. No way. Never seen a pre-sentence investigation like this or a psychic evaluation like this, the judge further commented. This would include her history of deceitfulness, consistent irresponsibility to honor financial obligations, and lack of remorse. During this investigation, she continued to make statements minimizing her own actions and instead blaming the victim, the judge, and her own attorney. The pre-sentence investigation, again, indicates that it's been suspected that Miss McGaw continues to drive on a suspended license. I was shocked by the number of just traffic violations, just a consistent, unrelenting inability or disregard for the law, as though it just does not apply to her. Ms. McGaw has been involved in criminal and traffic proceedings in which she has benefited from lenient dispositions. Yeah, mangina fucking judges. That's what this probably was. Some fucking dickless mangina was sitting on the bench and said, "Oh well, if a pretty woman is crying, I can't punish her for that." Regardless of these privileges, she has continued to avoid hearings by numerous failings to appear and not fulfilling her financial obligations and paying fines and costs, as well as financial liens against her. So here's where I'm going to have to correct the judge a little bit. Regardless of these privileges, she continued acting the way she did. No, because of these privileges, she kept acting the way she did. This woman has clearly been in legal trouble countless times before, and she continued to be allowed to get away with it. Why would you assume she didn't just think she could get away with it this time? If literally the past 20 times she's been able to get away with it, what makes you think she didn't think she could get away with it now? She's acting this way because you fuckers were so lenient on her. If the first judge she encountered laid the fucking law down, this wouldn't be an issue. You, the justice system, the legal system. I don't want to besmirch the good name of justice. The legal system created this bitch. The legal system that continued letting her get off without even a slap on the wrist is the reason she acted this way. If the legal system did its goddamn fucking job, this dude wouldn't have his life ruined. McGaw was sentenced to 10 years in prison for the perjury charge, with 8 of those years suspended. Now, normally, I would call bullshit on this suspended sentence. But in this case, I don't think this is too bad because this woman is not going to be able to stay out of legal trouble for that long. Probably as soon as she gets out of her 2-year prison sentence, she's just going to offend again and then be thrown right back in prison to serve the other 8. Yeah, you may as well have just given her the full 10 years. There's no way she's not going to offend again. Yeah, and a 5-year suspension, 5 years supervised probation. For the false police statement charge, she received 6 months in prison. Maryland's High Court upheld the conviction on Friday. Great. That's what they should have done. Perfect. Although if I lived in Maryland, I would be mad that this dumb bitch is wasting my taxpayer money on this shit. So overall, pretty damn good story. She got into so much legal trouble that she eventually encountered the one female judge that wasn't going to fall for her fucking waterworks. And everything worked out fine, at least here. At least for the woman. Now, I'd love to know what happened to her victim. Was he able to get his life back together at least? Did he sue Verizon and get fuck you money? I hope he did. Yeah, that's the one thing this article didn't go into that I think they should have done a better job of. Tell me what happened to the victim. Is he okay now? That's the most important thing. But yeah. We're still nowhere near where we should be when it comes to punishing false accusers, but at least we're getting there. Baby steps. maybe eventually justice can finally be served. But this is a good step in the right direction. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.